Welcome, Empire fans, to a special podcast with Coach Rob Woodward. Coach, congratulations on your win against the Valley. And I know Valley was struggling a little bit there with some different things they had going on, but I know that whenever you go into a contest like that you really want to see your guys play crisp and sound. And I thought your team did that last Friday night.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job. We lacked some communication. There was one series there that we had some new young guys in there that were just misfiring a little bit in terms of what we needed to communicate. But ultimately, I thought we played very well defensively. We played very well special teams, aside from two big kickoffs that you never want to see happen. But as we're trying to kind of rotate some players in there and get some different guys looks, you expect everybody to continue playing at a high level, and the Valley returners did that, and we had a few breakdowns. So it's given us some things to work on for sure. And that's what we've been trying to do all week and all year, just trying to get better with the group of individuals that we have. And, I'm really proud of the way this group has continued to prepare and get themselves ready throughout the season and keep playing at a high level.
Was it kind of interesting to see Blake Richardson go a lot wide there on that run, or was he supposed to cut it up, or what was
he's athletic, extremely athletic. We have talked to him about missing the hole, but he said, Coach, the hole on the outside there was a little bit bigger. And it sure was, and he had the speed to get himself out there, and he ultimately, did get in the end zone. But, we worked on some short yardage packages and worked Blake in the backfield, and something we had done a little bit a couple years ago. So we've had him, had him bounced around at the spot a few different times. We've had some guys step up on the line to help give us a little bit of assistance down there, so that he was able to step back there. And again, he's got great athleticism and a big body, and as everyone saw, runs the ball very hard. So that's exactly what you want to have. Again, if you're trying to get some yards in different situations, and Blake's done a great job.
Obviously, in that Valley game, you probably got to get a good look at some younger fellas in the sophomore range there. Did you find anybody in there that you kind of thought had a pretty good game that you might want to mention?
I think Eric Lattimore's continually trying to get working to get better and better all the time. He's in one of the most utilized positions in that Z spot that has to move around a lot, and the Z and the Y for our offense has got a lot to learn. And both Derek and Eric Lattimore have shown that they're explosive. They can be game changers and really bring a lot to the table in terms of what they can do once the ball's in their hand. But I've seen a lot of guys that have stepped up. We worked Eli Swords a little more at a position. I thought he did a really good job on the defensive side, and Carson Williams has continued to get better and better each week of what we want to try to do with him in the interior. Brock Brumfield, I think, continues to get better in how he plays, and Casey Dorr in the secondary. And those are all guys that were kind of stepping in there for Matthew Miller, who's back with us this week. And everybody knows that he's definitely a dynamic player in there. But these other guys have all stepped up and shown what they can do. And with their opportunities or with their chances to get out there on the field. So, I thought a number of guys, Eli Jones had stepped in quarterback position, and he was up there and leading rusher with 5 carries and 98 yards. I take that back. Derek led us with 4 carries, I think, with 99 yards, and Eli Jones at the quarterback position was 5 carries for 98 yards. So, again, he's another one that stepped in and shown that he's definitely got some explosiveness to bring.
Coach, one of the strangest things is going to happen tonight, and that's finalizing the playoff seeding. Something that's probably I don't think I've ever heard of something like this before in the seeding process. And what's your thought process in going into maybe finding out what's going to transpire from here on out?
Well, I think I got to hand it to the OHSA. I think they've done a great job of taking the situation and putting it together in a very logical, laid out way for us to. They presented it very well, made it easy for coaches to be able to submit their basically their seedings, much like they've already done in basketball and soccer and some of the other sports. But they've made it available for us to kind of look at. It's nice that we have still Joe Itel that provides us the Harbin points and the ability to kind of see, who's beating the quality teams and who ranks where. And, you get a look at some of the things we wrote bios on our teams and what they had done this year, and kind of, some of the different programs and what they bring to the table. So, and then everybody kind of tries to figure out, okay, 7 buys, and then, teams are going to play different teams and kind of see how this whole playoff thing works out. Our guys have done everything they can, aside from the one learning moment that we had, and we were 1 point away from, really locking ourselves to be, points-wise, the team at the very top. But, it all comes down to a playoff game, and to be the best, you got to play the best, and everybody's going to have to play. But the big factor here that I feel like nobody's really talked about a whole lot is you just never know when tragedy could hit in terms of, with this whole COVID thing, and a team be without a number of its players or any situation, and they've already stated that if a team has to cancel, they're automatically removed from the playoffs. So that's just another factor that comes into play with all the teams that are out there, and you never know who could end up not being able to advance within the 7 weeks that will be the playoffs here for Ohio high school football. Top 7 teams get a bye week 1, and then everything will play out after that. So the other unique thing is playing at home. There'll be 4 of the playoff games will be at home for the highest seeded teams. So that'll be interesting. As you may see some teams that's got to play on grass. You may see some weather come back into play with some of these teams and different things. So all stuff that is interesting, and we'll have to see how it all plays out. But again, our players are doing everything they can to make themselves ready to go. And we had a great day in the weight room again today. I've been really proud of the weight room, that job the guys have done in the weight room here during this in-season lifting that we try to maintain and uphold, keep ourselves on a growth pattern throughout. So our guys are hitting on all cylinders in terms of what they need to do to have themselves physically ready, and then we keep challenging them with little mental situations, situational football, and of course, as we prepare for each and every team, this week the number one thing we're focusing on is West, and we're going out there playing on grass at their place, and making sure that we have ourselves aligned where we need to be with the different things they can do.
West is a little bit young this year, but it seems like they always bring a toughness to the game. What is it that you kind of want to do or try to do against West to win the ball game?
Well, I'm really impressed with their blocking. Really impressed with the grit that they have. Talked to our guys about that. From an offense perspective, I think they all got some fight, got some hunger in them, and our guys have got to come back and bring that same level of play, both offensively, defensively, special teams, and all that. And we got to just execute. We got to go out and win one-on-one battles, and we got to get out and rise to the challenge that they'll bring to us. Because as you mentioned, they always come out and play the game hard, and you respect those teams that come out and play hard and give you all they got. So we've got to make sure we're doing the same.
Coach, any final thoughts before we get off this week?
I can't say there's anything jumping out to my mind right now. It's been an interesting year, to say the least, in regards to just all the different things that we've had to endure. But just real excited that we're playing football. You're starting to see football on TV, and I'm a huge proponent of the game and what it brings to young people's lives in terms of them getting exposed to so many different things that they've got to learn from. It's one of the last tough things I think that they're exposed to in high school athletics. All around, and football brings a challenge to them. So we're excited to be playing, and the coaches this year have been really pleased that everybody's done a fabulous job working through all these different things, and we're ready to go out and play another game in the SOC here, and then see what happens with the playoffs in the future.
That's Coach Rob Woodward with his final thoughts for this week's matchup against West Portsmouth, the final week of the season. Wheelersburg will take on at the Senators out at Portsmouth West. Burke fan will be there to capture it all if you want. And Coach, I'm pretty sure there's a web stream of that. Am I correct on that as well?
I have not heard. Oh, hey, Spectrum TV. We are the Spectrum Game of the Week this week. Actually, had to submit some different things with that. So if you have Spectrum, we'll be one of the featured games in the state that will be televised. So, that's something if people get a chance to get on that and can see the Pirates play there. Aside from that, I'm not sure if there is a web stream. We usually find out that information kind of late, try to get it out on our website. But I have not heard of one for sure with that. So,
all right. So if we get that information, we'll share it out on BurkeFootball.com or the Facebook pages there. Yep. For BurkeFan.com, BurkeFootball.com. Thanks, Coach, for talking to us this week, and we look forward to watching you guys Friday night.
All right. Thanks, Gene. Appreciate it. Go Burke.